Larch, yes, first repot of the year. You know, it's pushing out growth, so little even late for a repot, but still gonna get down to -2 at some point. So I'll probably do a little bonsai shuffle in and out of the house for the cold nights. But yeah, it's been in this container for 2 years. Gave it a trim back last year, just kind of pulled it back, tried to keep the lower growth alive, which a lot of it is. And so yeah, I mean, these are really apically dominant, so I need to trim that back a bunch. You know, since I have this little transition already, I might just cut there, trim this back, pull it all in, even when I transplant it. Leave a lot of that lower stuff. Yeah, so we'll see what kind of Nabari I get. There's a lot of these kind of fine roots up above, but there's something here, and then this big root, maybe I'll take that off because it's coming up high. So maybe there's a spot where I can get a better sort of Nabari. And it does have this strange thing where it has movement of this base, you know, decent all the way to here. And then it's kind of these straight long bits. So, you know, maybe at some point, like keep these branches, maybe at some point transition from there into an apex and have it more like a little more condensed. But for now, it's going to grow up big. So anyways, let's see what the roots have to hold for us, and if I get any sort of Nabari. Here's what it looks like out of the container. You can see there's some big roots coming in here, but it's not like root bound by any means. It'll be interesting to see. You know, you can see some bigger roots down there, but you know, because I do need to lower it a lot. So we'll see what I get for Nabari, but it's definitely not root bound, which is nice. So managed to find some nice roots. This was a big one that was coming off, so I just took that off. But there's a nice root here, nice root here. This is a nice root, but it's coming off a little high. And then you have these down here, right? So I mean, one option is to turn the whole tree a little this way. But then the whole tree is going off on the one side, and I like this spread here. So I think getting it like this, really looking at this nicer Nabari, and then getting rid of this one right now. So I think that's my next operation. Yeah, and then bring up the bottom, and we'll see what pot I can get into. Okay, so I've come across, you know, my first real obstacle, which is this huge root. You know, I've pulled it down quite a bit, you know, and pulled it up, and then I have this is a huge root. And this was its, you know, tap root originally, and typical for a sort of post-collect to still have something like this to try to save all the roots. And so the question is, can I trim there, because there's a cluster of roots that come out here and here, and get it in, and I look at the angle I want, and I go, ooh, that's a big soil column. Even for my deeper pots. So I'm actually going to take this opportunity to come all the way back, and this will be quite hard on the tree, but I think it has enough roots in here, and so I'm not going to disturb this as little as possible, and hope that these roots can really sustain the main thing. And so this is my chance to take this big piece off. There she is up on the bench. Can I get a sense of the tree? I wish I could style it up, but you know, and I was looking down here, and I think a lot of these buds are all viable, right? Like there's ones here, so a lot of growth that's going to come out. I did take off quite a few big branches. You can see a cut there, another one there, another one there. They were just proportionally so big, and I would have even wanted to take more, of course, if I was styling. So, but yeah, great repot. The roots, so nice, right? Like that root spread just coming out. Just the way those roots look, they're just kind of like funky and, you know, twisty, and so happy to get those, get them growing and starting. I use for my soil mix here, I'm using perlite, fir bark, and peat moss. Probably 50%, oh no, I'd say like 40% perlite, you know, 20% fir bark, and that's just to get more drainage, and then the other rest of it's peat. Yeah, and I put a teeny bit of worm casting in this too, and part of that's just because I need the soil to stay more to stay wet during the summer, right? I couldn't want to get too much perlite in there, and I just don't have access to pumice, which would be ideal. So I have quite a lot of organic in my soil mix, but that's, you know, this is tree still in development, so it's okay for in that regard. And then yeah, I chopped up some sphagnum moss, chopped up with scissors, and then sort of put it on top. Then I put some more peat and fir bark just sort of on top, just to keep some of the perlite not as visible. And then yeah, I chopped up a bunch of sphagnum moss, and then, you know, sort of packed it in there. So hopefully we'll see if that moss actually works, if it grows. And yeah, I like this pot. Made it out of cement. Yeah, it's, you know, and then spray painted it brown. Spray paint seems to work really well. So that should be really nice color, especially in the fall when this is like yellow and orange. So luckily, a lot of this survived. Pushed pretty good growth. And the container's looking really nice. Yeah, it's really nice. It's gonna give me a lot to work with down here as far as the styling goes, you know, and I can kind of pick my top of the tree. You know, not tons and tons of movement, but that's a pretty thick base, and we are getting some nice bark there. So yeah, just wanted to give you a little update on how it's growing.